Capricorn. Capricorn. Alright. I tossed this yesterday. I put this out yesterday. But I was just too tired. I started reading it and I was like, oh yeah, I can't. I just did too much. So let's just try today. I left it just as it was. I didn't want to pull again. Sometimes I do if that happens, but let's not. Let's just go with it. All right, so right now, I'm not sure if you want to take a risk on something. Maybe you're risk averse right now. The situation might... I just noticed this. His bag has a little symbol on it. Can't figure out what the words are for that symbol, but that's okay. But there is something here about like not wanting to take a risk on some sort of financial adventure, wanting to know more about the situation before you put your feet in with something. I don't know if it's, you know, maybe it's something to do with school with the Page of Pentacles. Or there is some sort of delay in some kind of information about finances. So you're kind of feeling like you don't have all the information and it would be a risk to do something. This is also this could be a materialistic venture that is kind of, there's risk involved, whether it be investing in something that, you know, has fluctuations, like a market of some kind or something. I'm just noticing a kitty hair over here. Get it off the table. Anyway, so there's some kind of risk aversion. This could be making a foolish mistake with money. Or maybe thinking you have... What, Sophia? I'm reading. Why don't you come up here and lay down? You want to come lay down with Mama? Come on. So you might be having just done this or avoiding this situation. Now, if it's not money or monetarily related, if it's romantic, let's say, it could be that you don't want to take a chance before you get all of the physical signs of something, or you're not sure somebody is willing to take the next step with you. And so it's a risk putting yourself out there in some sort of way. What you're thinking is confusing to me because it's, you have everything that you need in order to move the situation into the direction that you desire. But then you're walking away from something that doesn't emotionally serve you anymore, or you're taking back your power from an emotionally draining situation or stagnant situation. In the back of the Eight of Cups, there's free-flowing water. And here these cups have water in them, but God knows how long they've been sitting there. You know what I mean? Like there's some growth coming out of them, but some of them don't look like they got anything going on. So you're just taking a chance. And I guess it does tie in. You're taking a risk that something is better on the horizon for you, even though you don't have all the information. You're thinking that's what you want to do. Presently, you might feel like it isn't working out, or you're just not, you're not sure. In the past, this person could have been a friend of yours. There was some loyalty here to somebody who was kind of, they showed direction, they showed ambition, they had the drive, they were, you know, maybe a Leo, Sagittarius, Aries person. Sophia, I am in the middle of something. Oh my gosh, sorry everybody. You little girl. Silly little kitten. Yes, yes. Okay. So there was something here about this person being a friend of yours or being loyal to you in some sort of way. Your focus was on this person. Maybe you were waiting for this person to be more than friends. Maybe you were waiting for this person to be a friend, even. You were trying to be friends with somebody. I know that sounds kind of sad. But you know what I mean? Like when you're starting to get to know each other and you're like, does this person jive with me? And so you were watching and kind of interested in this person in some sort of way. And you liked the energy that they had. They were friendly enough. You were friendly enough. But I don't know. What you're not aware of, I guess what you're aware of is that you can move on from this situation. You might have been holding on to something, hoping that it will change. What you're seeing tangibly will change. But what you're not aware of, this person is, I don't know if it's their father or your father or somebody in the situation is very dominating in a tyrannical kind of way. They're very, very controlling family. Maybe their family they have certain types of standards, things that they expectations that are unreasonable. Because not the Hierophant, the Emperor in reverse is somebody who's, normally he's a good ruler in the upright, but this guy could be somebody who's over domineering, controlling, and uses power plays and trips with people. And if it is the same person, maybe it's saying you might have dodged a bullet in some sort of way, because this person would have been really challenging to have as part of your tribe. Maybe, I mean, if it is your family, maybe your father didn't like this person. Maybe their father didn't like you. Maybe a father figure involved in the family situation has been involved in some sort of way. But this can also be a person who's just really dominating and in control of everything that goes on in their personal life. They really they need to have control over everything. Guilty as charged. I'm just kidding. Sort of kidding. So, in the near future, we have disharmony in a relationship. This woman here, I don't know if this is you or this is somebody else. I mean, it could be, and this is a general reading, so it can fit pretty much anywhere. You know, put yourself there, put the other person in your situation there. Is really confused. It's very depressed because it's not a balanced. There's a lack of harmony. There's a lack of peace. There's a lack of love, even. And it causes strife and sadness and confusion and the inability to see that this isn't love, or this is talking about if this is talking about somebody else's situation in your life, then I would say that maybe this person, you see them as being really depressed now because somebody had somebody in their line of sight, got what they wanted, but it wasn't really what they wanted. if there was a breakup because of this situation taking too long, or just, you know, realizing that it wasn't working out, maybe you moved in with this person or something, or maybe they were living with somebody already. I don't know. Maybe you took a chance and moved in with them and realized they were just way too controlling, and it was too much. And then there was this lack of romantic love. And with the Two of Cups, I see it more as, see more of that sexual energy with the Two of Cups, because we got that Leo, expressive energy here with the angel right there. So there's like a lack of sexual chemistry, which is causing some sort of confusion, depression, anxiety, less anxiety and more just deep depression for this woman here. Because it isn't what she thought it would be. And maybe she's lost some sort of independence in the situation, because the Fool is about being independent. And in reverse, it can be codependent. And it could be due to finances, just not being in a place where you can make big financial decisions in order to free yourself from a situation that is not emotionally working out for you. You know, staying with somebody because the relationship is I wouldn't say comfortable, but also there's the friend card is here. So there is friendship in this situation. And the Magician card here says there's everything on the table. Everything comes together. It's almost picture perfect except for the emotional aspect of it. I mean, he has 1 cup and there's 8 cups here. That would be 9 cups. That would be fulfillment, total emotional fulfillment. And then some, being kind of like a greedy little bitch about it. But no, it's just falling short of it, just not reaching the 10. I don't have any more cups after that, you notice? No more cups. Underneath the deck I have cups. There's the 5 of Cups in reverse, which is about accepting, not accepting grief, but accepting a loss, accepting that things didn't work out. It's kind of going beyond the point of, it's like the grieving process has already begun or been finished. And now you're just in complete, like, okay, this is what it is. So in the advice area it's a little weird for me, because it's saying either to be cautious about who you're giving to, who you're putting energy, time, money into, what you're putting it into. Who is worthy of this energy? And then it has like a graduation card, like done, completed, lesson learned. So maybe this has to do with the financial insecurity here, and just realizing like maybe you've made some progress in terms of this taught you that you have to be financially more aware of, and energetically aware of where you're putting your energy, who's getting your time, etc. This can also be about the balancing of a situation, the divvying up of, this is my money, this is your money, this is my couch, this is your chair, this is, But something has been finished. Something is done. Now, you could also, I mean, if this is a general reading, so I don't like to read it as just like one big story, because there is a lot of little things going on for all of you. And all of you, I mean the 4 people that will watch this video. But there's something here about maybe receiving something to accept something graciously for the completion of a goal and achievement. Remember I said about school here? You might have actually completed some sort of certification program or some sort of college degree or some sort of milestone in life that was important. And it's saying that it's okay for you to receive now. It's okay to be happy about this and to accept this. Like you earned this. You're worthy of this. Other people see you as being oppressed, stuck. Maybe they see you as the oppressor. Because you're Capricorn, right? And this is the Devil card. They see you as the devil. Just kidding. Oh, man. But yeah, seriously, though. I mean, any Capricorn out there would be happy to have the Devil card come up in their reading. Because that is your energy. Capricorn is... I believe in Vedic astrology, there was a difference between Greco-Roman astrology and Vedic astrology's interpretation of Capricorn. Now, I like both of them. I think they both make sense to a certain degree. But this one is like that monster, right? That's more the Vedic, like the crocodile is also the Vedic interpretation, but this one's more like a horned crocodile. Living in the swamp, able to survive in the most muckiest of situations. They see you as somebody who's gone through quite a bit of stuff in your life and still hanging in there. They also might see that side of you as kind of scary because this is other people's view of you in the situation. They might see you as a bit demanding and controlling. Maybe they see you as somebody who's very, very boundary focused. Like, no, this is not the way we're doing things, or no, you can't cross this line with me. People might not understand this aspect of you. But also... Capricorn's the achiever, the mountain climber. I mean, it depicts like a satanic character, Lucifer character, right? But, I mean, the story is that he had his own kingdom after that. So, he reigned. He had his throne. So, still achieving something, even though you're the swamp creature to other people. I hate to call you that, Capricorn. I love Capricorns. I love them. I know it's a bitch being a Capricorn. I have a lot of Capricorn in my chart. It is a hard life. Sometimes. And you get that really dry sense of humor. Which gets you through it. But yeah, and a little dark, twisted sense of humor as well. So there's this kind of view of you being like, how did you do it? What are you, a monster? I don't know. And then your hopes is to be victorious, to have a new, fresh mental start, to have clarity, to get the truth on a situation that will allow you to move forward, to see the road forward, to see the path clearly in front of you, to cut through anything that isn't your truth and of the highest truth. You're hoping to succeed in a situation. Could be with school or something like that. Education, thinking, learning. Then we have in the outcome positions the Star, clarifying the Five of Swords. This is victory. It can be a harsh victory. Maybe somebody's decided to go toe to toe with you about something, and you put them in their place, and that's being spread around. There could be some gossip going on. Maybe that's why they're calling you a monster. Because they didn't see that side of you that had boundaries. That didn't take crap from people just to take crap from people. Maybe you got tired of waiting for somebody to get their crap together, and then you gave them the boot. You put up your boundaries, and then people see the truth of the situation here. This is what maybe you're hoping that, right? Maybe you're hoping that. But this also can be like the Devil card and that 8th placement. It can be about karma. It can be about toxicity as well. It can also be about feeling mentally oppressed or restricted. So finally you get clarity over depression, over, this is mental health stuff, depression, anxiety. If this is you being sad over something not working out and just waiting and waiting around for something not to, you put up boundaries, you became hard and sharp over the situation. But you want to finish this in a fair and balanced way, in some sort of way, whatever it is. If it was an argument over any kind of roommate situation, family situation, a friend that was becoming a lover situation. Yeah, so there's something spreading about this victory. It's a hollow victory. Nobody wanted to go through whatever the situation was, because it ended up hurting everyone got hurt in one way or another, right? It was kind of like you still sacrificed something, or you still, say you had a problem with people at work, and in some sort of career field, and they really kicked you where it hurt in one way or another. Maybe they used their power to, keep you down a little bit, a notch. Well, then here you are, you feel like you can't really keep going like this, so you're gonna either give up or keep fighting until you drop everything, But there's something here about, with the Two of Pentacles, it's hard work, right? Things aren't always ideal, but you're making the best of it. So even though they thought they won, you were just kind of resting for the next big thing, the next big step in your development in this situation, in your oh my gosh, what the hell, Sophia? I can't even get my words out. Where's my water? I'll just take this one. All right. Sorry, guys. You're wounded, you went to war. There are people that are hurt, everyone kind of Everyone got kind of stiffed in the situation in some way or another. But you have this optimism of spirit here. You have an optimistic spirit, which has allowed you to get through probably a lot in your life, because you have this ability to make work play. And that's a very Capricornian thing. It's got a Jupiterian influence with that Sag kind of energy in there. It's very Capricorn to make, the dirty work fun. I just like threw him. Just like, get out of my face. So even though you made the best of the situation, you might be on the defense a little bit, but you still, but this information is, there's something here about that getting out, that you're okay in a situation, or there's connections here. There's a connection to whatever this was. It's like a healing, a restoration. In the tarot, I would read the star like that, but it's really about expansion and growth. So this is about conquering. I feel like either you've been conquering something in a field of some kind, you're getting some kind of notoriety as well for what you've been, you're the best of the best. And you're tired. Maybe you've been working really hard. Maybe this isn't a fighting situation. Maybe it's just like you climbing that mountain and you're exhausted. You want to take a little break, but you know that you have to keep pushing in order to get to the end of this cycle, to get to the finish line. And so you have this Two of Pentacles here, this optimistic spirit, this kind of jolly, what is it? Supercalifragilistic, nah. What is it? Spoonful of sugar situation. Where she's like, in every job that must be done, there is an element of fun. So you made fun of a situation to make light of it, or you've made it fun in some sort of way. It was grueling work. You're kind of beat and torn, battered and torn from it, but now you're achieving. You're set out to take the next step, either to build a community of some kind, because the Three of Pentacles would be kind of a setting where you share stuff that you value. Community of group of some kind. Or you want to go to school for something, or you're just kind of building your legacy about what you want to do. So whatever was getting you down here, and it could have been a work situation. It really could have, because this is the sixth house right here. So this job was just not working out, and it was making you really depressed. We'll start over again. So first house, the Fool. Fool's Uranus, so that's the nervous system. Messages in the body, the electricity of the body, and is in reverse. So be careful with anything that you might do that's dangerous, that involves electricity. Don't be playing with electric appliances and, while you're in the tub. And don't step in a puddle when it's, really bad storming out. And that's all I have to say about that. So then, and also you could, just be careful where you're walking. Don't trip and fall. It's your physical body, your first house. This is you. So second house is skills, talents, values. You might be struggling with learning a type of skill that you've put some money into, or maybe you're bored with it, or you're getting feedback that is not as positive as you would like. I think you need to stick to it if you really think you're enjoying it. Like, if the idea of it's really cool to you, then maybe that will get you through. Maybe you took a chance and went to school for something that you didn't really think it was going to be as what it is. And so there's the opportunity that maybe you're going to walk away from that, because it's not, take what you can and go. I don't know exactly what it would be, but this is also your third house of communication, your local neighborhood, your siblings. You could be moving. You could be manifesting a move, and you're in your local neighborhood. This would not be far from where you live in the third house. This could be around the time of the next full or new moon coming up. I think eclipse season isn't until the fall, late August, early fall. I think. Well, maybe it's around the eclipse. Something about repetition here as well. So if it's having to do with something you've been doing in your neighborhood over and over again, maybe you you have a trade of some kind, or you do something for people locally. I'll come back to that if there's something else there that I'm trying to get out. But it just won't go. Okay, so fourth house, like I said, somebody domineering in the household, a roommate that's a pain in the ass, a landlord that's a pain in the ass, a father you live with is a pain in the ass. Somebody is really, really controlling and kind of just not pleasant to live with. That might be the reason why you're moving. But you don't want to take the financial risk, maybe. That might be another thing. Fifth house. Somebody is admiring you in terms of romance. This is a person that could have been a friend. They could be a friend now, or that they're hoping that they can at least be your friend type situation. This person's attractive, and they get attention, and they know, that's the other thing. I keep seeing this dude's hat, okay? It's like a helmet with a crown on it, like one of those, but you see, it's got like these gems on it. They don't look like gems. To me, they look like warts. Or they look like toadstool, like, it's like, but it also does look like a backwards cap. It looks like a backwards baseball cap with a crown over the top of it. So maybe this person played baseball or something, or they wear a hat backwards, or, but they think of you. This is somebody you could trust. They also are looking out for you. They're watching you in some sort of way. I don't know if this is something you're keen on or not, but they're protective of you. That's what I want to say. Like I said, work relationships. You might have a coworker that's just not pleasant to deal with. You could have been confused as to why this person has been unpleasant. I don't know if this is something that's, I don't know exactly why they would be trying to hide that they just don't like you, maybe, or that, you've been trying to keep from them that you don't like them. But there's something here about your day-to-day routine with this woman. This also could be somebody that you live with, that's the problem child over here. Seventh house of relationships, of clients, one-on-one relationships, partnerships. There is something here about either you paying off school. There's something here about payments for school. Anybody that's been helping you out with school. This is receive help. This is giving you the advice, right? But this is also somebody who's fair in how they do things, how they finish things. They always finish things in a good way. So maybe this is like a relationship that you're worried about not ending up going very well. They will want you to do this in an appropriate, kind of by the books kind of way. They could be a Libra. They could be a Leo as well. Leo or Cancer. But also I need an earth sign in there. I want to say it's like a Saturn kind of energy as well. So maybe it is a Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo person with some Libra or Cancer or Leo in their chart. Cancer or Leo. I think I'm getting Leo because of the achievement aspect. It's kind of got like that. I did this. Look at me. But also Cancer because people graduate in the time of Cancer. That's why I'm getting that. I don't know. Anyway, so 8th house. Like I said, there's addiction in the 8th house and Capricorn. The Devil card really kind of drives that home. I am seeing something here. Seeing this symbol for the first time. It's a money symbol. It's like a curly S with a line through it. I'm sure it's not a money symbol, but it's what's between these two. So maybe money has been keeping you in a cycle with somebody, or money issues have been, maybe spending has been also. This can be about shopping as well. Cutting back on what you're putting out. This is also balancing of things, weighing things up, seeing the value in something, putting the effort into something. So, yeah, this is choosing your battles with stuff. It also can be about crises, right? But usually Capricorns or Saturnian people are really good in a crisis. They handle things well because they know how to go with less. So it's like learning to live with less in terms of your sex, drugs, rock and roll, addictions, cutting back on addictions, okay? Or realizing that somebody is toxic, you know, they're psychologically affecting you, repressing you in some sort of way. This is also the house of death, and you know, so there's a house of endings and idleness, and so there's like restrictions that are really holding this situation back in terms of those things. So there can be celibacy with Saturn in the 8th house. There's some kind of sexual repression. There's also sexual repression as well. Ace of Swords, 9th house of God, of that's like a really lucky house, very spiritual house. So mental clarity, truth, spiritual truth coming in. So there is something here. There's a sign, there's a message about some sort of victory over some sort of troubles that you've been having that will be coming in. The star helps me see this as well. It's very optimistic and expansive. It could have to do with, you could work on the internet. There's something here about internet stuff with the 5 of Swords. It's very competitive. That could be your career that you're involved with. This also could be an online spat with a coworker that you know, I don't know if somebody's going to win the situation, but it ends up not working out in their favor type thing. So be careful what you put out on the internet, I guess. But, yeah, there's something about that. 11th house of friends. A friend could be really feeling under the weather. Maybe they had an injury. Maybe they've been, maybe they did go get into a fight of some kind, or they had an accident at work or something, or somebody that you're associated with is recovering from some sort of, it could be anything from humiliating situation to injury, recuperation from something, an illness. They could be seeing this argument or this, like they want to step in, like it might be this person back here, but they're unable to at this time for some reason. So if you don't get their backing this time around, just know that I think that they won. I don't know. This guy looks kind of jealous though of him. He's like, I had a struggle all this time, and now you have this, and it just happened. So, like, a friend could be mad that you got something over them, or you're getting more attention over them, or you got somebody's jealous of somebody and giving them grief, maybe. And they're worn down from their own problems. 12th house, like I said, spiritual optimism. You're going to be in flow. It's a very kind of Jupiter. I forget the water sign that comes with this. Yeah, like keeping your cool in crises. You're getting your flow in a situation that is a little bit more energetically demanding. There's more going on, but you're focused on what you're doing. You're starting to master something. You're starting to get the hang of something. So whatever it is, it's going to be good. It's going good. That's a good sign in the 12th. You can handle whatever comes your way in this situation. Okay. So, yeah, and as it said tragedy or crisis. Something happened to somebody. So this could have been somebody who had something happen to them and they couldn't do something, and maybe you got the position over them, and maybe they feel like their tail's between their legs because only one could win in this situation, whatever this is. And so there was some sort of unfortunate event. I have obsession in reverse, so there's just not enough attention in a situation. So maybe somebody was attracted to somebody that you liked. Or maybe you liked somebody and your friend ended up going with them instead, or something like that. And then like somebody's butthurt now about it. That could be a job, put it, however it works. But there's a tragedy, forbidden love. Somebody's not happy that something is more complicated than it needs to be. That there's desire there. Obsession would be the opposite of trying avoidance, right? I feel like you could be both, but there's some sort of avoidance here over some sort of desire somebody has. I don't know if this is you or somebody else in your life. Yeah, ghosted, blocked, cut off. So there is access. This person is accessible. But this is in reverse. So they're able to access you. They're just trying to keep their eyes closed for some reason. Oh my gosh, look at this. Next card underneath. Running, avoiding. Somebody is avoiding you in a situation. Like, I guess you're tired of waiting and you moved on and blocked this person from their bullshit. And now, for whatever reason it was, and now they're trying to avoid thinking about you. They don't want to, I don't know. We have the whip, and then we have another, this is suffering, sacrifice, martyrdom even. This could be, challenges. What the hell? Somebody's going through a spiritual crisis here of some kind. because of some realization they've had. There's something that's, yeah, a realization about that they've lost somebody, that they cut somebody out of their life. The loss of this person is they're keeping it a secret. This man here, his reputation ends in some sort of way or changes in terms of love. So somebody could have got, you know, married or married to another person. Yeah, forbidden love was underneath there. So somebody could just be in love with somebody that they think that they can't have, or there's something about it that's taboo in some sort of way with the coffin there. This could be at a work organization, a work relationship of some kind, school as well. Okay, so I've gone through everything now, Capricorn. I hope you enjoyed your reading. If you would like a reading with me, you can email me at the email in the info section on this site. All right, take care. Bye.